Hey everyone. Okay, so I've tried to film this so many times, so I'm going to try to make this very quick. This is going to be the musical theater book tag, and I saw this over on Katie's channel over at Books and Things. I will link her channel down below. I don't know who created it. I think she does, and she talks about it in her video. So another excuse to go watch her video, because you should anyway, because it's awesome. And yes, so let's get started, because I love books and I love musicals. The first one is Wicked, and it's what's your favorite literary or fictional friendship. And for me, I picked Tolkien, just Tolkien in general. For The Hobbit, my immediate thought was Philly and Killy, because it's like a literal bromance, because I feel like they would be that close even if they weren't brothers, but the fact that they are brothers is like, I don't know, I love their relationship in this. And then for Lord of the Rings, I know I've only read Fellowship of the Ring, but there are so many more bromances to choose from in that. There's Merry and Pippin, Frodo and Sam, Legolas and Gimli. I just love all of the friendships in Tolkien, basically, that I have read. And also in Hobbit, I also really like the dwarves' interactions with each other, and then also with Bilbo. So, yep. And then second answer for that is Nicholas Nickleby and Smike from Nicholas Nickleby by Charles Dickens, just because it is so dear and wonderful. Third and final answer is Sherlock Holmes and John Watson from the Sherlock Holmes series. It's cheating a little because I've only read one of the books, Hound of the Baskervilles, when I was quite young. So most of my exposure to their relationship has been in different adaptations, like, you know, the movies and, like, the old movies, the newer movies, the BBC show, the American show Elementary over here, which I love. So, yes, I just really love their dynamic. And second is Sweeney Todd, your favorite villain. And for this, again, I have two answers. My first answer is the adapted Rumpelstiltskin in Once Upon a Time, who is based on the original Rumpelstiltskin from the Grimm fairy tale, because I really don't like the original Rumpelstiltskin. I think he's very idiotic and one-dimensional. But the adapted Once Upon a Time one is brilliant, because Edward Kitsis, I think that's how you say his name, and Adam Horowitz, when they created him, they made him like the hub of the wheel of fairy tale world. Like, he is at the center of every one of the other fairy tales, which I just think is brilliant. And they gave him this incredibly rich backstory, and they made him a very complicated human being. And also, Robert Carlyle's portrayal of him is just beautiful. It was the first thing I ever saw Robert Carlyle in, and I loved him in that so much that I have since just become a huge fan and watched like half of his IMDb backlist, because he has a huge backlist on that. But yes, I think that what he's done with the character, as well as the original writers, are just, I think he's amazing. And then my other answer for that, if I have to specifically pick a book character rather than an adaptation of a character, Phantom of the Opera, Eric from Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux and Phantom by Susan Kay. This is the only piece of published Phantom of the Opera fan fiction that I recognize, because it is brilliant and wonderful, and every other piece of published Phantom of the Opera fan fiction that I've ever read has been crap. And this is brilliant and should be canon, because it is amazing, and it's like a prequel. And yeah, his character is incredibly complicated, but I love him. Next is Phantom of the Opera, favorite love triangle. And for this, I picked the only love triangle that I am, like, I love all of the characters in it. It's the only love triangle where I do love all of the characters, and it is the love triangle in War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. There's a love triangle between Natasha Rostov, Prince Nikolai Bolkonsky. I mean, Prince Andrei Bolkonsky. Nikolai Bolkonsky is like his dad, and he's terrible. Andrei Bolkonsky and Pierre Bazooka. So, yes, the way that this love triangle works, I can't really explain because it's to do with things that happen in the story, and between the three of them, I love all three of them, and there are two that I wish to end up together more than the other person, but I still really love the way that everything turns out in this book, due to certain circumstances from the book, and there's one thing that happens that I absolutely hate, but then everything is okay again, and it's really hard to explain, but this is a wonderful book, and it's the only love triangle where I really do love all three characters. So, yes, that's the one I picked. And then the next question is, Grease, your favorite, your least favorite ending. And for me, that was easy. Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. There is a death at the end of this that broke my heart. It was the death of my third favorite character in the entire series/show. I can't really say series because I have only read this one, but of reading the first book and seeing the first 5 seasons, don't want to spoil too much, was one of my favorite characters, and, they were one of my favorite characters, and, the death was very difficult to take, so I really didn't like the end of this book. But everything else was fine. Next is Matilda, your favorite, oh, sorry, I skipped one. Lion King, favorite sidekick. Jeeves from P.G. Wodehouse, Jeeves and Wooster series. Technically, this is again cheating because most of what I've seen of Jeeves is in the Jeeves and Wooster TV series, and I've only read one of his short stories so far, and I need to read Inimitable Jeeves first, or next, I guess. But I just really love Jeeves' character. I love that he just gets Birdie out of all of these scrapes that he gets himself in, because Jeeves is Birdie's valet/butler, and he is the one who saves the day all the time, because Birdie is kind of idiotic when it comes to getting himself into scrapes, and just Jeeves is the best. He's like the silent save the day kind, and I'm just like, yay, you're amazing. Like, he's the one. It's actually to the point where Birdie should really be the sidekick instead, but Jeeves is wonderful. Next up is Matilda, your favorite adaptation of a book, and I picked the autobiography of Jane Eyre, which is a web series, literary-inspired web series of Jane Eyre. It is amazing, and I really, really love it. And also, if we're going just like movies, TV shows, I also really love the 2004 North and South, the 2007 War and Peace, as well as the 2008 Sense and Sensibility, and the 2009 Emma. So, yeah, that's really hard for me to pick. So, mostly I'm going with this one because I figure saying a web series is a little bit different, but I really love all those other TV adaptations as well. I think this is the last one. It's Les Miserables, and it's, oh, wait a minute, did I say, yeah, I said Grease, least favorite ending. Okay, so now, last one is Les Miserables, and it is your favorite death. I don't have a favorite death because there's not, like, a character. I tried to think of a character where I was actually really happy when they died, and I couldn't think of one. Like, you know, an evil character or something, and I couldn't think of one. So, I picked a character death that just has the most impact on me when I think about it. There's a certain thing that happens to a certain character in this book, Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery, that every time I see it in the movie, I cry. And when I read the book, I just finished the book yesterday, and I cried. And just every time I see it, I cry. And it's incredibly sad and an incredibly moving part of the book and the films. So yes, that's the one I picked for that. But I'm not going to say who. And now I have to go because my camera is about to run out. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do this if you want.